Paul, you've been here 2 weeks now. How are you getting on?
Settling in good. Everyone's been wonderful here at the Wasps.
When you got the call to come and play for the rest of the season, what did you know about Wasps, or what made you want to come here?
The Wasps are one of the most storied clubs in England, and what little exposure we get over in the States. Obviously we're well aware of what goes on in the Premiership and the Heineken Cup and stuff like that. So, and watching the great number of internationals you've had come out of this club as well. So I was very excited to get the call.
You obviously have played before in Europe. You've played down in Wales, the Newport Gwent Dragons. You've played at Ulster. The Premiership obviously slightly different to the competitions that they take part in. Was it something that you wanted to be involved in?
Absolutely. I mean, any athlete wants to play in the toughest league possible, and it's all about testing yourself and seeing where you're at with things. So it was a good opportunity. I've wanted to play in the Premiership for a long while, and I was really excited to get the call.
What were your stints in the other two clubs I mentioned, like down in Newport and over in Ulster?
It was great. I enjoyed my time in Belfast and in Wales, and they're passionate fans at both those grounds, and it's just nice to be in a rugby culture where fans are there and everyone's talking about rugby and it's a good buzz. And
slightly different to what it's like in the US, I imagine. So,
yeah, it is.
Did you know Paul Turner when you were down at Newport?
Yeah, Paul Turner was my coach for my years down in Newport Dragons.
So you'd obviously retained a good enough relationship with him to get the call to come here.
Yeah.
So what are you obviously got your first taste of action last weekend. How did you find it? The weather wasn't great.
Yeah, it was I guess good British weather.
Yeah.
I've been a part of that, exposed to that before, and it was a pretty quiet game for me out on the wing, and hopefully we can get some good weather this weekend and I'll find myself some more minutes. I doubt it.
We're up in Sale on Friday night. The weather's never that good up there. Do you consider yourself a centre or wing? What do you prefer?
Primarily play centre, and then I can cover at full-back and wing as well.
We talked earlier, there are not too many American players playing in England. There's Chris Wiles at Saracens, and you mentioned Mike McDonald at Leeds.
Yeah.
What is it about sort of coming here that it's difficult, I imagine, for American players to try and make that jump between playing in your leagues and moving across? But is that changing a little bit?
Rugby in the States is growing, and some small steps, but we've got some good athletes and some good rugby players that would definitely benefit from being in a full-time environment, and I think that would, given the opportunity, could do well in a full-time professional environment. But there's no doubt that the jump over from our leagues in the U.S. over into the Premiership is a big jump.
Yeah.
But hopefully we can start closing that gap a bit more.
You obviously went back and played in the US after the World Cup. Tell us what you were up to in the last few months.
I went to Life University in Atlanta, Georgia, and I started my master's in sports health science and emphasis in strength and conditioning. And so I was busy with, I was coaching rugby there. They've got a fantastic university program as well as a men's team.
Yeah.
And so I was busy coaching, training, and going to school.
Did they mind you jumping ship sort of halfway through?
Well, I kind of left them in the lurch a little bit, but the director of rugby, Dan Payne, is a very understanding man, and he said, anytime that one of our players can have the opportunity to go play for a national team or go play professionally, then we're not going to hold you back. And I carry the Life University badge with me now. Part of that program, and it's some good things going on down there.
Because obviously, the way US rugby works, slightly different structure to here in England. Is university rugby, is that quite an important part of the process?
Obviously, the way our sports culture is like you said, very different. Where you guys are primarily based around clubs. Yeah. Where we're unique in the sense that we have all these universities that fund and sponsor our sports, and I think once rugby really takes hold within our university programs, that you're going to see some exponential growth
Yeah.
in the game in the US.
I mean, people always say there's a bit of a sleeping giant nation, isn't it? And once you get the numbers up, given the sheer volume of athletes you've got over there, then we should all watch out.
Yeah, eventually. So it won't be my playing career, but hopefully I'll be on the backside of that with my coaching. So
you're just 2 caps away from 50 for the US. Is that a milestone that you want to achieve?
Absolutely. I'd be the first back to hit 50 caps for the US, and I think one of maybe 10 or so that have over 50 caps. Yeah. So it's been a good long career for the US, and I'll try to get a few more years of some international play.
And just lastly, it's been a tough week, I suppose, with the loss at the weekend and such a tight loss. Americans are renowned for their positivity. Is everyone very positive this week?
Yeah, I think obviously gutted about the result, but everyone's you just got to kind of shake it off and look forward to the next weekend to try and right some wrongs and work on the things you got to work on, and hopefully our execution and game will go better this week against Sale.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.